Is your lender lying to you? Or is your lender saying something that isn't the truth and they know that it's not the truth and they're saying it anyway? Because we call that a lie. We as realtors need to know whether lenders are lying to us, lying to our clients, lying to the other side. And we need to protect everybody in this situation. This is our role. That's why it's so important for us to have a really trusted lender who we can refer to our own buyers. It's really important to vet the lenders on the other side, even though they might lie. And I'd love to, find a solution as a profession to the way this is allowed to happen.
And that's, even by us as listing agents or buyer's agents doing our due diligence and trying to, ascertain from these lender professionals, licensed professionals, what they've done, what they're doing, what their record's like. Can they guarantee the closing date that was given? There are definitely some that will say yes, and then there's some that will be truthful. And it's very hard for us if we don't know them if we're truthful people and we do everything best foot forward to make the transaction as smooth as possible for all sides, we like to assume that everybody on both sides is doing the same thing as us.
Yeah. And that's why it's important. Like, you are not sending an email to a lender who's belongs to a buyer who made an offer on your property. You're not sending a text. You're making a phone call because you're going to listen to how they answer the questions that you ask. It's really, so easy to just put something into a text or an email. It's going to be a lot harder to do so with voice. And so we've got a few questions that we ask every time we get an offer on one of our properties. I ask whether they have pulled the buyer's credit. So sometimes you will get what's called a pre-approval, and it will be hi, my name is Ruth, and I make this much a year, and my credit's really good. Can I have a pre-approval? I want to spend $350,000. And they say, sure, sounds good. Let me send you a letter. Here you go. I know it happens because I've had buyers that have been through that process. And I tell them, this is not worth the paper it's written on. We have to go and make an offer to somebody, and we have to actually know what you're capable of doing.
I have my list. I've written on. I literally have, yes, all of the questions I ask the lender. It literally says lender questions, and I have it next to my desk. So when I am making a phone call for these lenders, that I get these answered.
What do you ask?
Did you verify income?
It's me. Mm-hmm.
Did you pull the credit?
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to apply for so kind of confirm. So if it says an FHA or conventional, is that what they're applying for? An FHA loan with 5% down or 3.5% down. So I confirm what was in the offer. I said, what is your timeline from start to underwriting?
I'm sorry, that's if they say in it whether it's conventional or FHA, because I've actually had pre-approvals that don't mention what kind of financing it is. So
I'm not even saying the pre-approval. I'm saying what was written in the offer.
In the offer, yes. Yes,
mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's what I meant to say. I'm not sure if I finished that word. And then I confirmed the timeline start to finish, because usually at this time, when we're going back and forth and getting an offer, these lenders haven't seen it. So if it's saying 30 days and I'm calling the lender and it's saying 45 days, then I already know that that we're going to have to negotiate and go back and forth with the other side. And then I do ask, what's your closed on time rate?
Yes. That's, I ask it a little bit differently. Just something along the lines of, how often do you find you need an extension? But same question.
Concept.
And then I also ask whether it's been through automated underwriting.
Oh, thank you. I was going to say, I would love to hear what other people ask the lenders.
If you've got great lender questions, drop them here,
please,
in the comments.
What was your question again? Sorry. Is this
Has it been
automated?
through automated underwriting? So we've had deals blow up because that wasn't done. And then as agents, we've recently seen, and we just did our Facebook Live that's consumer facing. So check that out if you want to see what kind of input we got on that. But very interesting that oftentimes people don't understand why we're referring lenders to them. They think that we get a share of whatever the lender gets. They think we get kickbacks. They've never heard of RESPA. They don't understand that that's not even legal. And so they're suspect, especially if, they don't know us well. They're suspicious as to whether, whether we have ulterior motives. They don't understand that, no, we just want you to work with somebody who's great, who's going to get you to the closing table, and who's going to do what they say they will.
Absolutely.
Danielle just had, it was not her buyer, but on a contingent offer, found out that these people were under contract with someone who did not have the ability to perform. They couldn't get the loan. The lender had written the pre-approval. He answered the questions. He LIED, and the house went under contract. And weeks later, he said this was never going to happen anyway.
He said he knew that they didn't have the credit score to ever get a loan, but he had hoped that they would do something over the course of the last couple of weeks that might bump it up.
Yeah, because we know it only takes a couple of weeks to raise your credit score by enough to buy a house.
And he was extending and not giving explanations with hope that it would magically go up. That something
would just go on and on and on. And I really think those lenders work for companies that have performance metrics based on things like pre-approvals given, applications submitted, rather than loans closed, which is really all that matters.
And actually what happened is that both of the buyer's agent went asked to go through their preferred lender, and the seller's agent said, run it past my preferred lender. And both of those lenders said, no way. So it was very clear cut. They wanted to perform, they wanted to do what they could for their agents that love to refer them. And again, that's a difference between somebody who has integrity and somebody who doesn't. They know that this was going to be making their agents contracts and success, and they still said, we cannot do this. This is never going to happen, because they were honest, and they know it's much better than to make everybody, drag it out even longer when, unfortunately they already had their hopes up. And
for no good. I mean, nothing good is going to come of it. So the only thing I could think is that these lenders get to keep their job a little bit longer. But I can't imagine it works well for them either. But if you are a new agent, it's really important you're going to have a million lenders calling to invite you out to coffee. Talk to them about these things. Say, what do you do? I recently had a lender who was trying to get my business who said, and if it's a little bit close, we'll make sure it gets, don't even, I want nothing to do with that. So talk to them, find out what their level of integrity is. It's really going to come down to that sometimes. Find out what their process is. Do they do their homework up front, or do they get pre-approvals written based on what somebody tells them and get around to verifying it later? My lender, Karina Braz, tells me that it happens all the time that someone says, well, I make, $125,000 a year. And a portion of that is bonus or overtime or something that isn't count-onable for an extended period of time that won't make it past underwriting. Or they give their before tax income. Sometimes there's self-employed people who are like, I make $500,000 a year. I mean, I have a lot of write-offs and I only bring home 20, but
yes.
They're not looking at the top line.
No,
So
not at all.
there's no reason it's called the bottom line.
Exactly.
So if she just took people's word for it, we would be running into this all over the place.
Absolutely.
And if you're vetting lenders, you want to make sure that they get that. Well, they get it, but make sure that they are honest about what they're saying. Fees. Danielle, talk a little bit about the fees that different lenders are charging and making look like polyrazzmatazz.
So I was talking to my one of my preferred lenders recently, and he was saying that he lost a deal or a potential client because he was referred and they went through, got some information and then went off on their own, and they found this killer deal of like a point less than what my lender was saying. And my lender was trying to explain to them that that's not out of the goodness of their heart, that it is going to be added one way or another into something else. It's going to be it's probably going to be it all. It's probably going to be part of PMI. It's probably going to be part of the origination fee. It's probably going to be part of the application fee. I'm sure they're all making their money another way. If trying to get this kind of introductory, get them in the door and then bait and switch, or, find out that.
Yeah. The one exception to that I've seen is, I won't mention names, but it rhymes with schmace. Did a promotion where they just really lowered rates to something ridiculous. They can afford to lose a lot of money,
sure,
to try to get, origination business that they're going to screw up. So depending on the market, I had somebody take advantage of it, and my lender couldn't do anything. What?
I was going to say, I would be interested to see if there was other caveats, like if they are allowed to put any other caveat, like add to that. Like it was
not made up. It was truly like a loss leader promotion. It was Costco's chicken.
Okay.
And they just wanted to bump their origination. Well, of course, they didn't hire ahead to do it. It didn't, it went through, we did close, but it wasn't easy because it's schmace.
Yeah.
And it worked, it happened. So it's not always 100% of the time going to be what Danielle's talking about, but there's still going to be something to pay down the line. Most likely it's going to be in extensions and delays and people who don't answer their phone after 3:00 in the afternoon.
Absolutely.
So
you're right. So hopefully you guys have really great lenders. And if not, if you're not sure, if you haven't gotten, your preferred couple people, it's definitely a value add to your clients. To have these lenders, because I think Ruth and I had said, like, for our preferred lenders, there isn't a single one that's ever dropped the ball. There's not a transaction that did not close on time.
Yeah, and I would say for new agents, the best way to find that person, yes, as I said, you're going to be getting phone calls. You're going to be taken out to coffee. Go get the coffee. You're not going to make money for a while, so get the coffee. But ask your top producers in your area. Say, who's your lender? I'm looking for a great lender. Most of them are happy to give their lender a plug. So that's a good way to
good starting point.
Find them.
Right. Or if you do a transaction with a great lender and you were impressed with them, keep in touch.
Yes.
They're very happy to do so with you too. All right. I think that's it for today. We will see you next week when we talk about dominoes.
Yes.
They're back. And now we have to learn how to play.
Uh-huh. Been playing checkers all this time.
Yes. Chess.
Yes.
Now we're playing dominoes. So until next week, we're putting the
right
in real estate.
Yes. Ruth Sheahan and Danielle Tully with eXp Realty.
Yes. Bye-bye.